Okay, so what's the deal? Is he getting locked up by like Chinese Uber drivers and other people?
Gosh, it's not a good look. It's not a good look. So this random X user posted 4 videos, guys, and and the title was Harden Buckets, right? So you think, oh, it's a Harden fan. They're gonna post all Harden stuff. So we go through it. First clip, Harden makes a nice pass, whatever. Second clip is like Paul George, and Harden passes it to him like, okay, oh, Paul George is gonna cook. He goes dribble, dribble, crossover, can't get past the defender, can't get past him to the left, then loses the basketball as a turnover going the other way, doesn't get back on defense, guys. So, and this was a charity event against, I mean, Chinese players. I'm not really sure Chinese members of that event. I don't know. They were not NBA players. They were not, I don't think, highly professional players. And social media just ran with this thing. I mean, everybody picked that up. Nobody even cared about the other 2 videos, like I was saying. All they cared about was that one. And I'll say this. It was taken a little bit out of context because that was like the only bad play that I saw that he made. But obviously, every time you get something like that, people are going to use that now. They're going to use it during the season. They're going to use it in the playoffs if he has a bad game. So it's not a good look. His PR, actually, the past couple weeks in China has not been good. There was another video of him doing like a James Harden crossover, and then he just puts up a brick. So listen, Clipper fans are very happy that this video leaked, and they're very happy that this video is everywhere because it kind of reaffirms the thought that they made the right decision in not signing him for a $212 million max contract, guys. So look, I love it because it kind of reaffirms my thoughts as well. But again, I don't think that this is that big of a deal because it's the off season and it's not real basketball, and it's just, something that he did for a charity event. Maybe he wasn't going 100%, but a lot of Clipper fans are having the time of their lives, guys, just making fun of Paul George. And that's been the theme
Maybe,
across the off season. So
maybe he
it's
was.
just been the theme.
It's a charity event in China. I can assure you, he was not going at 100%. But Jake, I
Yeah.
can just imagine Grant watching this on loop and having some popcorn, cropping, having a cold one.
I've contributed 100 views probably to that video alone.
Yeah,
So yes.
I saw the Clipper fans having their field day on Twitter with it. My favorite one was go ahead.
No, real quick. I was gonna say, like, my favorite. There were so many people who said, "Oh, I thought these were the highlights of the playoffs. I thought these were the highlights of the 2000."
You know what, guys? I'm going to do our viewers a solid, and I'm going to put it up there. So give me a second.
There we go.
Jake, go ahead. Jake, go
ahead. No, there were videos from the charity game and Paul George just dribbling between his legs, not moving, and then throwing up a mid-range jump shot that didn't go in, and everyone saying it's just like, prime middle of the season Paul George. I don't know. It was very, very easy for Clipper fans to latch onto it and have their fun with it. And I mean, given what he has said about the Clippers franchise over the last month and a half, I don't really blame the Clipper fans. But yeah, I mean, I agree with Grant. I don't really think this is that big of a deal, but it's something that was definitely fun to see people have their time with on Twitter.
He's going to get booed out of the Intuit Dome that first game he comes back. It's going to happen. It may even
right on cue, Arash.
For 2 years. Okay, here we go.
Here's said video. So look, it's just this looks exactly like round 1 of the playoffs a couple months ago. I'm sorry to say it. And you know what? It's not against Derrick Jones Jr. because that's the guy that locked him up in the first round. But Derrick Jones Jr. is on the Clippers now, and that's what it's going to look like come November 6th, Arash. So I am waiting for that date. But look, I mean, it is embarrassing. I know that it's a charity event and all this stuff, but the way he goes about it, that is exactly what Clipper fans had to deal with and had to kind of fight for him on social media because he would do stuff like this in some moments, like later in his tenure for the Clippers. So again, it's not a good look, and it was a live ball turnover and he didn't even get back. So it does look pretty bad.
We're breaking down this film. It's a charity event. I mean, this guy probably won like a sweepstakes, and I think he's just trying to make him feel good about himself. I mean,
if you want to take that stance, Arash, I am not doing that. But I digress.
No, but I mean, listen, this was low hanging fruit. This is definitely it, and I get it. I would be in that same boat with you. But the headlines were great. And by the way, kudos to the people who write these headlines because that you can't not click on a story that says Paul George was shut down by a Chinese Uber driver. That's such an amazing headline.
Well, I saw one that said Paul George is getting locked up by Chinese Uber drivers.
Well,
and my first thought was, because I didn't know that he was in China playing a charity game, my thought is, why are Uber drivers not letting Paul George out of the back of their cars?
There you go.
That was my
No matter what, you're clicking on the thing. And so of course I
Exactly.
clicked on it. You probably clicked on that story too. So